Hi everyone, my name is Angela Clay and I'm a student in the RSH 916 Action Research course under the leadership of Dr. Angela Hozar. Today I'm going to be presenting my final action plan assignment for assignment number 8. It starts with an attestation that all Aspen University students are required to abide by Aspen University's academic integrity policy as outlined in the university catalog. The academic integrity policy is built upon the concepts of honesty, truth, fairness, respect, and responsibility. By taking this exam, I agree to abide by both the academic integrity policy and the rules outlined on this exam. With this recording, I am attesting that I have personally completed the comprehensive exam and that the information I submitted is true and accurate to the best of my knowledge as a student. A middle manager plays a vital role in any organization, serving as a link between executive leadership and client facing team members. Because the boss does not completely belong to either group, the mid level manager frequently experiences a unique form of loneliness. This loneliness is more than just physical isolation, it stems from a lack of authentic meaning connections within the role. So, as a result, the position can feel isolating and emotionally challenging even when surrounded by people. Loneliness among middle managers is a frequently occurring yet underestimated experience. Research suggests that up to half of middle managers report feeling lonely at work. However, exact figures are difficult to determine, partly because a large number of managers perceive admitting to loneliness as a sign of professional inadequacy. In reality, loneliness is not necessarily a reflection of a manager's skill or capabilities. Often it originates from organizational structures and how companies manage their bosses, responsibility rather than from managers themselves. According to Pendle, 1 in 5 workers communicate that they experience a great deal of loneliness. Loneliness appears to occur more often in workers under the age of 35 compared with those who are 35 and older. About 20% of both male and female employees report feeling lonely, and job level does not seem to have influence on these feelings. Feeling disconnected or isolated at work can really damage both employees and the company. When people feel alone or left out, they may not be inspired, complete job responsibilities, and struggle to work well collaboratively with others. They may lash out at individuals or exhibit an inability to reason appropriately. This can lend to decreased job contentment and higher chances of employee attrition, which ultimately affects how well the organization performs. Because of this, it is essential to comprehend what causes workplace isolation and how it impacts employees so that companies can create better, more supportive work environments. Feeling lonely can occur for various reasons listed in the slide and have wide ranging negative effects on both personal health and work life. It has been linked to serious health issues such as distress, sadness, cardiac concerns, sleep problems, and even increased risk of self harm. It can also fuel negative attitudes such as doubtfulness and distrust, diminish overall work outputs, lead to a surge in absence, and staff attrition. With the evidence of middle management loneliness being an international problem, this study was conducted to determine whether a facilitated peer support mentor and weekly check in intervention could decrease workplace loneliness and improve job fulfillment, work engagement, mental and physical health among mid level healthcare managers. The independent variable was participation in the peer support program, while the dependent variables were social connectiveness, occupational satisfaction, work engagement, and overall well being. Understanding these dynamics could guide organizations in cultivating supportive and connected workplace environments. Workplace loneliness has become a global problem and affected many employees' mental health, motivation, and how well they carry out organizational functions. Studies showed that feeling isolated at work could lend to stress, lower productivity, weaker leadership, and poor relations with colleagues. These next few slides share information from recent literature review that was conducted to investigate workplace loneliness. The studies were grouped by how the loneliness affected mental health, job performance, leadership, and the extra struggles remote and hybrid work settings brought. Loneliness at work had consistently been linked to negative mental health outcomes. Research demonstrated that isolation could put additional strain on individuals, elevated distress, depression, and even cardiovascular risks. Employees often reported feeling undervalued, unseen, and disengaged from both their tasks and the organization, which lowered motivation and hindered effective communication. Feelings of loneliness could drain mental and emotional resources, influencing one's self worth and sense of support from the organization. Nonetheless, measures like fostering supportive interpersonal ties at work and implementing strategies to boost confidence could help counteract these impacts. Feeling lonely at work did not undermine employee well being. It could also damage the company. People who felt isolated might be less motivated, make poor choices, or have thoughts about walking off the job. Leaders and workplaces could help by encouraging teamwork, open communication, skill building, and offering personal support. Building a friendly, inclusive environment over time helped feel like they belong and enhance both people's cheerfulness and the company's stability. The rise of remote and hybrid work had intensified social isolation. The lack of in person interactions and structured social environments could increase feelings of detachment, mental strain, and decrease work effectiveness. Remote work might also contribute to unethical behavior and diminish well being, suggesting that organizations must proactively address social and relational aspects of virtual work through inclusive management strategies and preventive measures. So there were some research gaps. Feeling lonely at work could adversely impact psychological well-being, make one's job more difficult, and even affect the company. Having supportive managers, good friends at work, and helpful programs could make a difference. But one still did not know enough about the long-term effects, how working from home changes things, or what worked best for various individuals. Future studies needed to examine long-term programs in different work environments to see if they really helped employees feel more connected and engaged. To combat loneliness at the Cleveland Clinic, there were mentors and organized check-ins developed in a study to see if it would help with the loneliness. So newly hired or promoted managers would be paired with experienced middle managers from other departments for weekly 15 to 20-minute check-ins during work hours. These informal private sessions would allow managers to discuss challenges, celebrate successes, and reflect on daily work experiences, fostering emotional support, connection, and workplace fulfillment. The program being proposed would target clinical and non-clinical middle managers, excluding executive leadership, and would undergo institutional review board approval to ensure ethical standards. So a convenient sample of 20 to 50 managers with at least 2 years in a middle management role would participate voluntarily. Pre and post intervention assessments, including the UCLA Loneliness Scale, which is a validated tool, would measure changes in loneliness and job satisfaction. Data analysis would compare pre and post-program scores using paired t-tests and correlation analysis to determine the program's impact on workplace isolation and satisfaction. Both quantitative and qualitative responses will be evaluated to identify trends and thematic insights, ultimately aiming to enhance managers' sense of connection, support, and overall organizational culture. I am elated to share that this 12-week program helped 36 managers feel less lonely at work and more satisfied in their jobs. They felt closer to their coworkers, more appreciated, and liked having practical tips and support from peers. The people who felt less lonely also enjoyed their work more. Many said that they would keep using this knowledge they acquired, and some thought other teams could benefit too. Overall, the program showed that small, focused efforts can make work life better. It also boosted confidence in handling daily work challenges. Participants felt more motivated and positive about their roles. So, as I conclude, I just want to thank everyone for taking the time to listen to this new innovative program that we created to assist the Cleveland Clinic with managing middle management loneliness. It is a severe problem that is impacting those all over the world, and it has to be addressed. So I want to conclude by saying that feeling isolated at work can make managers sad, less inspired, and less productive. Simple programs, such as the one that we sought out to do, like connecting and pairing individuals with mentors, and then offering regular check ins with new hires or promoted individuals, helped people feel more linked and supported. They were not in the sessions more than 15 to 20 minutes weekly, and it made a difference. And encouraging these connections helped the employees to do better and to make the whole organization more robust. When the employees felt recognized and included, they were more likely to stay and to contribute positively. They were not trying to leave their positions. When employees feel recognized and included, they are more likely to stay and to contribute positively. So, focusing on workplace relationships is not just something to do or to take lightly. It is an awesome way to keep a business thriving. Thank you. This final slide includes references that I use for the PowerPoint. And I would encourage you to also read a paper that actually was submitted along with this PowerPoint because it has a more inclusive list of the references on middle management, loneliness, and the impact and how interventions can help with the problem. Thank you.